Hello everybody, my name is Alexis. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, and author of the book A Journey into Truth, Unveiling Life's Secrets for Truth Seekers. And you are watching the Vibrate to Create YouTube channel. And on this channel, I talk about life, philosophy, meaning, art, spirituality, metaphysics, and so much more. If you're interested in topics like these, then click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified of when I post new videos so you never miss a video. Thank you for being a part of my journey. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I am on my way to my first day back in the training room. Let me pull these up because it may be a little bit loud out there. Okay, so I'm on my first day back at the training room. Today is going to be a little bit different of a training because we're going to be working on more of the business aspect as opposed to like public speaking aspect, which all of it always includes public speaking because we get up on stage and we talk about our learnings, what we learned in the game, what we learned from the lessons, and I'm just very excited. It's so exciting to go back to the training room because it's kind of like getting back into that mindset, and also just the way that he sets up the room. It's like coming back home because it's like so familiar and you grow so much in that training room, in that little environment that Clinton creates. I feel so excited today, but yesterday I did not feel good. I think that's a pretty normal thing for me. It's like intuitively I can feel when a big shift is about to happen, and so it's almost like my body kind of prepares or gets ready, so I start to feel really heavy right before I'm about to break through and change something or learn something big. I usually feel really heavy right beforehand, and then sure enough I go through a big breakthrough in the days to follow. So it's kind of standard and I pretty much expect it now right before trainings, even family constellations, because that is a big thing of, change. So yeah, so today is day one of training. In this training we're going to be learning about operational excellence. So how to create systems, how to create a business that works and has systems so that it's like, I don't even really know. It's called operational excellence. So smoothly creating operations and systems that create a business that can run on its own and maybe like gain momentum and will be easy for a person to manage, but also is scalable. That's a big thing as well that he likes to teach us, like scaling up to, like he even says his training room, it's scalable in that if he has 500 people who come, he knows exactly how to make that happen and what needs to change in the room, how he needs to scale it up bigger in order for that to happen. So I think we're going to be learning things like that. So I'm so excited, I'm so scared. It's always really stressful, these trainings, but it's always a really big leap of just change and growth. So we'll see what happens. We're supposed to record every single time we get up on stage, or sometimes when we're doing the game, so maybe I'll show you little pieces of the training. But it's going to be 4 days of this. I was supposed to do a 3-day training before these 4 days, and then I had to take it off to help a friend with something. So this is going to be, I think it was actually better because I wasn't feeling good. Gave me a little bit of a break and also allowed me to prepare to be able to give the 4 days my all. So it's supposed to be 7 days, but it's only 4 days for me this time. I'm excited. Here we go. I'm gonna get there right on time. Alright, I'll check in later. In my training, so the last training that I did, it was operational excellence, which is about operations and systems in business. And so a lot of it was centered around things like Excel sheets and organizational skills when you're dealing with products. And I've talked about it before, these kinds of trainings is very much about experiences. It's experiential learning. So the owner of the company, the training company, he makes all of these very intricate games, and the days go from 9 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, and it's like non-stop. So even in the break times, you're, you know, reading the manual, reading what's the next game going to be like to prepare yourself, so that you know what you're doing when you get into the next game. I did so incredible in that training, I'm not gonna lie. He has like this whole new leaderboard that he does. And I was number 2 on the leaderboard of everybody, which I don't normally care about how I rank in something, but that one I was so proud of because I worked so hard in that training. And I was like one of those people that was on the break times just reading and had my nose in the book, figuring out how to do things, strategizing. And for a few of the games, I actually ended up in the leader roles, which normally I am very much the kind of person who, like, I want to hide in the background and just kind of do my best to not be super big and like out there and stepping into leader roles, because it's so much responsibility, right? And so I ended up in 2 leader roles. One of the leader roles was in this game where we were going to be like almost like firefighters. We stepped into that kind of role, and I was like the chief of this whole team. And part of the game was that we had to cut these pieces out of things that represented things like food and fire engines and fire hats. So the fire hats represented us putting out fires. So I needed my team to cut out the fire hats so that I could get up to the board and start extinguishing fires with the fire hats. And so, like, I had to, as the leader, I was in charge of delegating those tasks to other people, and also in charge of making sure everything happens and making sure things like all the food gets in every single round, so that we don't have to pay double the next time. So it was very much about managing everything all at once, and I don't have a lot of experience at delegating tasks to a team, so I ended up like taking on everything and it was so stressful. So I was like, I mean, I didn't take on everything because my team also, you know, they were helping so much with cutting things out, and I couldn't have done it without them either. But other than that, I was like taking those pieces up to the people up front every single 10 minutes, because the rounds were 10 minutes. And so I was taking those pieces up, making sure all the food was in, making sure the fire engines went in so that we could get more fire engines to put out more fires. And then it was so stressful because you saw that the fires kept growing every single round, and then there would be things like the wind is blowing harder this round, and then, oh my gosh, I was like running around. It was so stressful. But I learned so much about being a leader and about stepping into that role, delegating to other people in that game. And that's just one example of a game. That was how the training went. That's what I learned. I mean, I learned so much. And also, it's not even just the trainings, because he started this new thing called the 12 tasks, where we actually take it into our own lives, and we have like weekly tasks every single week, and we learn so much just in that as well about business and about what we're creating, because it's all connected to the trainings that we just did and the games that we just did. And so it's just, I'm learning a lot, I'm growing a lot, moving through a lot of stuff, and also on top of that, just working and doing adult things. It's a big stage of growth in my life, but I really wanted to share it with you guys. And for me, even just to be able to look back on these days of like, I remember that girl. Like Billie Eilish has this thing where she every single year she will do like an update with Vogue. I think she'll do an update with Vogue, and then you'll get to see her past years and what happened in her past years and what she was saying in her past years. And so this is kind of like my thing, where I get to see my journey of where I've come from and where I've been and where I'm going. So like in 2 years, be able to look back and be like, that girl did not know that that was going to be leading to this thing. So life is always changing. Life is always shifting. Even now, my whole life is different than it was a year ago, 2 years ago. So I have no clue what's coming, but I know it's changing. All right, I'll see you guys later. I have to go edit and then upload this. Hopefully I can get it up on today, because today's Tuesday.
So the first one, the first one was reduce my overhead. What's overhead? Boy, what's overhead? Fixed costs, recurring costs that happen month in, month out, month in, month out. So the second one here is constantly reduce costs. Constantly reduce costs.
Once more, twice as loud.
Constantly reduce costs.
I was like, oh, she has connections to Katy Perry. That's so cool.
I thought the same thing when I joined. Like, wow, right now.
I was like, tell her we're busy. Especially, they were so unafraid to ask for feedback of how do I help, and taking so much initiative. And also Magnolia was like, I need this to happen. I was like, I got you, girl. So it was really beautiful to be on a family team that just worked so well. There was a lot of flow that really worked, and it was beautiful to be part of that. And my second takeaway is openness. What is it? Openness. And so I got here at about 8:30, and my team had gotten here at about 8 o'clock. So they already had systems in place and things, and so I just kind of jumped in and figured out, okay, what is going on, what happened before I got here, just kind of briefing myself. And so they were very open with training on what they already had in place. But they were also very open to how can we do better with your mind and your brain and ideas as well.